Is rain on the way. Allow me to paint a different picture for you, and you can pull up our satellite and see that, yeah, look at that large band of rain stemming from Northern California down through Central California, and it's on its way to SoCal. Hit our highs that are forecasted for today, which are pleasant. Temperatures are in the 60s. We'll top out in about another hour or two at 67 in fall. Now the big band pushed through this morning. It brought about 1/4 of an inch to our coastline, a little heavier in some areas, but it happened real quick. Now it's just remnant clouds that are filtering in off the ocean. We did see a decent little batch of moisture push right through that 76, 78 out of Oceanside, now starting to dissipate, but you may have heard those pitter-patter of those droplets on your roof. Now in addition to that, we have another little cell-off in the ocean that's moving in a northeasterly convention center looking out over the bay, and it's just beautiful, gorgeous out. Now don't get me wrong, we're not too high on the thermometer. It's still mild in the 60s, but we have some beautiful puffy white clouds out there against a blue sky, and it's just beautiful. We're right on par to hit these highs today in about another hour or two. 63 at the coast and 64, 65 degrees for our inland areas. Over the mountains, you're still dealing with some of those impressive cumulus clouds, not seeing any rainfall, and we do have a blue sky behind them, but they're pretty nonetheless. The type okay. When we heard of the boom, instantly I thought thunder and lightning are in our forecast, but I didn't expect there to be any so soon if it was. So what I did was I rewound my radar to before 9 o'clock when we started hearing reports of this sound, and the nearest rain was well offshore. In fact, I put the measurement on it, and it was 26 miles offshore. There was no thunder or lightning associated with this, and even if there had been, the sound waves and the feel would not have made it to us. It only travels about 10 miles. So we know it wasn't thunder and lightning, but as Professor Abbott brought it, to be warm. It's going to be another very pretty day once we get through this morning commute with the fog out there. About 70 at the coast and 79 for our inland areas. This is nothing. Just wait to see where our temperatures are going from here. We're on warm-up alert. Now I'm going to send it over to Whitney. Whitney, you came down the 15 this morning, said it was very foggy. Gradual clearing of this fog where we are seeing it out in places like Miramar and downtown right now. It'll clear by about 10. Will be to mainly sunny, and I like to sit out on the sand and enjoy the weather here in San Diego, and it's going to be spectacular. We have some patchy fog along the coastline. What's new, right? We've had that the past couple of days. I'll tell you what is new a little this morning is that it's not as extensive. It's not as deep, and so we will warm up. Nothing on the satellite radar, no real cloud coverage, no rain. That's just way up north over like Washington. The state of California is under high pressure, a giant bubble, a dome that's going to keep us on the warm side, keep us dry. Here, I don't know. It's like a miniature bowling ball. It's huge. Okay, so as we look outside, it's definitely gray to start off, calm downtown, but we are seeing overcast skies, and some of those clouds just juicy enough to drop a little drizzle. So we are seeing some patchy air. That's our marine layer, and it definitely keeps us mild to start off. It kind of holds in our heat, but it blocks the sun. So we're looking at May gray arriving early today on this last day of April. Overcast days are what we're looking at, especially at the start and for much of our morning hours the next couple of days. With that, some patchy drizzle at 56. So now let's take a look at our cloud cast. This is our future cast. It shows us where the clouds are now, where they're the thickest, and what's going to happen as we progress through the next several hours. We'll just put it into motion, let that timer run, and see that they start to thin out, but are still there around 8 a.m., predominantly along the coast. Then they break apart. Look at that. By 10, 11 o'clock, we are sunny across the county, and it's going to be a very pretty day today, no matter where you are in the county, and we're going to be pretty mild. Temperatures finally jumping above that 225 Broadway, and you can make out that that street, the cement, the sidewalk is wet. Now, some areas are still seeing the rain fall. We'll talk about your forecast for today as we pull up our Doppler radar. You could see we had a large band move through overnight. Right now, as it stands, we're still seeing the flare-up of some light showers, and that's why we have a morning event with scattered showers possible. But the heaviest of stuff pushed through Oceanside, went through Fallbrook, then a very thick all the way to the foothills, as you could see here, and the thickest of cloud coverage is currently in the South Bay. So I have my NBC sweeping live Doppler up. We're not seeing any drizzle right now, but we were, and there's plenty more cloud coverage out there. In fact, as we look at our inland valleys, Escondido, El Cajon, Santee, yesterday, you tell you in about 7 minutes what national day it is. We're also going to talk about tonight's forecast and what we have in store. When's that sun coming back? I'll tell you. Now on over to Whitney for a look at your roads. take a look at our future cast, and this will show us what's going to happen to the clouds. I didn't go for totally sunny today. In fact, for much of the morning will be cloudy, and this afternoon we'll catch some sunshine. But as I put this into motion, you'll see those clouds kind of waver around that marine layer. At 8 a.m. we have a reinforcement of clouds coming in off that coastline, and so our coastline will start to see some sunshine about 11, 12 o'clock in places like Oceanside, Encinitas, but we'll continue to see waves of clouds throughout the day. As we look outside, downtown doesn't look too bad here, but we are seeing a big patch of fog that's settling over Lindbergh right now. Let's pull up our Lindbergh field. Inland areas are seeing it the worst right now. That's expected. Be very careful on the North 5, also the 805, the 163. Here are your afternoons. I'll have your 7-day forecast, so stay right here. We'll send it back to Whitney. Forecast, we're gray. We even have some patchy areas of fog that we're starting out with, especially in Ramona. Very low visibility out of Ramona, and that's about the only spot right now that's reporting any troubling fog. Just be careful on those roadways. But that blanket of that overcast sky keeps us mild. When you step out, it's not even too bad. Just a light jacket or sweater this morning, as we're pleasant today. Most areas pleasant. One area real hot. Out in the deserts, Borrego, well, it's cool down, right? Yesterday you were 102, today you'll be 100. That we start to see those clouds creep back in and we repeat the process. But because we've seen sunshine in our mountains and deserts from just the get-go this morning, look at that. High pressure means high temperatures in places like Borrego. Take care of yourself, drink lots of water, stay in the shade, and remember the light clothing. You know the drill. Up in Julian, a beautiful 84 today. Out in Ramona, 88. And Alpine 85. As we look at the North County along the beaches, mostly sunny by about 10, and we will be to a yesterday, last night, the first tropical storm formed, Aleta, okay, out near Mexico, off the coast, well off the coast. But something very interesting, since 1971, only 2 other storms have formed that soon. Doesn't really mean anything. It's only a day sooner than we typically see them, but for all purposes, here it is, Aleta, well off the coast of Mexico. In fact, going to move to the west, northwest. She'll strengthen over the next 24 hours and then just fizzle out because we're going to be entering cooler waters. We're not that warm yet. Overcast sky that came in overnight. As expected, a little thicker this morning. I'll explain why. We'll go to today's forecast if we can. Those clouds stretching all the way to the foothills, and some areas seeing some patchy fog out of this, so be careful if you're hitting the roadways. As Whitney's been saying, El Cajon, Escondido seeing the worst of it. We will see very gradual clearing. In fact, they're going to be stubborn near the coastline today. I'll show you the satellite as we pull it back here. You can see we have an area of low pressure to the north. Here's the trailing front here. That's pushing through our area. In fact, it's bringing rain to northern and central California. This is going to do a few things to our weather today. Now at the beaches, we're going to be mostly cloudy, but we're dealing with a very large swell, 7-foot high tide. So what we have here as a result of that area of low pressure is so it is going to be a windy day. Those winds starting at about 3 o'clock this afternoon. Our highs at the coast, mostly cloudy today, 67. Inland, you'll get your sunshine by about 11. It'll be quite pretty. You're the big winner for weather today in places like Escondido and El Cajon with 72. Coming up in less than about 4 minutes. Now up, and those clouds that are now parting a lot sooner than we've seen the past couple of days, and that means we're going to see our sunshine and beautiful temperatures a lot sooner than we have the past couple of days as well. Let's take a look at your satellite. The big picture showing that we have high pressure, fair conditions over much of California. What that's going to mean for us, well, as we zip on down, we'll see that we don't have any major cloud feature. It's just our marine layer out there. We're going to see inland area sunshine by about 9. At the coast, we'll be to sunny skies by about 10. So came in overnight real thick and stretching all the way to the foothills. We're going to see gradual clearing. Let's talk about how much sunshine your region's going to see today. We'll start with the temperatures outside. But as you can see, that overcast sky is reaching all the way to places like Alpine, even up at Palomar, Fallbrook. Fallbrook's currently 58 degrees. You'll notice these temperatures are mild, not too bad. 60 for Rancho San Diego, Chula Vista at 62, and Coronado sitting right at 63 degrees. So we're seeing this extra thick marine layer, and yesterday, same time we saw Friday, but it's going to be pretty. Just wait. Let's walk you through your day hour by hour. Now, at the coastline today, we are going to be seeing a mild high. Our afternoon highs will take place at about 2 o'clock, and at that time, we should be under mostly sunny skies across the entire county. 5 out at Carmel Mountain Road. We've just been seeing pleasant conditions out of the North County, also out of the South Bay. I don't have any incidents to report. So as we look at our maps, look at that, South Bay Drive, 66. Partly to mostly cloudy out, so we do have some of those coastal clouds. We're going to see that clear out pretty soon. Actually, by about 9:10, we are going to be to sunny skies. Nice and sunny at the coastline, 73 degrees today for a high and 83 inland. These numbers, beautiful, even a little above our average. 78 out in the mountains and 105 out in the deserts. That's a lot better than the 112, 115 we were looking at last week. So we're sitting pretty. We're actually sitting under high pressure. That's why we don't have anything over Southern California. You can make out that we have that clear sky. It's coming. In fact, some areas already seeing it and going to be seeing plenty of sunshine from very early on. But we do have a pocket of that low-lying cloud coverage, sort of a haze. And in some spots, our inland regions seeing some patchy fog on the roads. And so that's what we've been showing you today. Be careful if you're driving on the 15 to the 163. That area is kind of murky. Eventually, it's all going to lift up. We're going to be seeing beautiful conditions here by about another hour. High pressure is predominantly impacting our region, and that just means we're seeing fair conditions, early sunshine, and warm temperatures today, and it will be through about 10 a.m. Then, look at that, mostly sunny at the coast, 69 for our high, 79 for our inland areas, even gorgeous outdoor weather in the mountains with 81, and in the deserts, 108. At least it's not 112 like yesterday, but you are going to be on the hot side, so just take care of yourselves. You know it's here. And let's talk about our roads, because I do have something to talk about out of San Marcos. If you are anywhere near Buena Creek Road, and then the side street there is Ora Avo Drive. It intersects it. At that intersection, we had a motor today. It's going to be beautiful, just like yesterday, 68 degrees for your high. Now, unlike yesterday, our inland valley is going to be a little warmer even today, getting that sunshine probably before 10 o'clock. 78 in places like Escondido, Rancho Bernardo, El Cajon. Mountains and deserts much better by way of your weather today, only because those winds aren't going to be to advisory strength. Still be a little on the breezy side, about 15 miles per hour, but much better. Although I will say 112 out in places like Borrego. I know you expect this heat, it's here, but this morning it's exceptionally thick as we try to look out toward the airport. Look at this fog that's rolled in. We expected it to shift, and it is. From near the 15, 163, it's kind of moving toward the 5 now, and here's proof. You can't even see, but this is our live shot. We will see sunshine today. Let's take a look at our forecast, and as I open it, just be careful on the roads this morning. We will be clearing to sunny skies by about 9, 10 o'clock, and it's going to be beautiful today. 70s at the coast, 80s inland, and if you haven't made plans for tonight, why not?